Alrighty. Hi, everybody. This is Jen Tracewell,
Hi.
and I'm Rob Williams, and we're college and career counselors for Baker Charter Schools. And we're excited to share with you more about careers. And we're going to do a little presentation on career tours. So we're going to highlight five different careers specifically and just kind of talk a little bit more about what a career is, why it's important, and some different opportunities out there. So, first of all, what is a career? And there are kind of different things if you think about a job. People have to go to their jobs, right? They get up and they go to work, and you hear, they might not necessarily love it, but they're doing it to make, make ends meet, or you just something you have to do. And the difference between a job and a career, in my opinion, is that oftentimes a career is something you really enjoy doing. It's still a job and still going to work, but you actually have emotional investment tied to what you're doing, and maybe you studied in school to get a certification or a degree that relates to the occupation you're in, or maybe you went to like a trade school or you were in an apprenticeship and had somebody help guide you towards the skill or the job that you're doing. So if you think about different career clusters, there's quite a few of them, and this diagram helps uh, show us a couple of them. So there's like arts and communications, there's healthcare, there's scientific research and academics. If you wanted to be a teacher, there's business. You could work for the government or public service. There's IT, and computer science and engineering, and there's education and the helping professions. So, like um, more healthcare, maybe a physical therapist might fit into that, or maybe a PE teacher that would tie in education and helping professions. Or a lot of people really don't know exactly what they want to do when they grow up, and that's okay. And you're kind of in this category called they're exploring, right? And that's what I think a lot of the high school journey and even college or the beginning stages of this can be like. So now Jen is going to talk a little bit about trade schools and how trade schools can help you.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Fantastic. So, why consider a trade school or a certificate or a 2 year degree program versus a traditional college? And here are a couple of reasons that have to do with time, cost, debt load, and future job security. So, some drawbacks of traditional 4 year college, of course, the length, first of all, is an obvious one. Um, bachelor's degree typically takes 4 years versus a 1 to 2 year degree, or either a 2 year degree or a 1 year certificate program. So you're going to not have as much of length in a program, and it's going to be a lot more focused. So maybe if you're in a traditional college working on a chemistry degree, you're also going to have to take all of your other prerequisites and writing classes and electives versus just a really focused trade school that is exclusively focused on that skill. Cost is a really big one. I'm not sure if you can see my numbers here, but an average bachelor's degree in the US costs about $127. 70% of students take out loans, and they're graduating with at least 30,000, sorry, 50,000 or more in debt. Um, so there's the big cost differential. Um, on average, a trade school um, kiddo is going to come out with maybe 10,000 in debt versus $35,000 in debt, and be able to just get to work right away and start earning money to offset that debt load. Um, the job security issue, I think, is a big one in the US. We have a lot of skilled trades that um, we just don't have enough people to fill them. Um, so plumbers, electricians, we'll highlight some of these specific ones today. A lot of construction trades, a lot of the tech industry are starting to develop apprenticeship programs as well. So there's just a few reasons why we think you might want to consider a trade school. So again, we're not opposed to 4 year degree programs. We really push that as well, obviously, as college career counselors. And yeah, but we're just trying to make a case for an option that some people might overlook when they're trying to decide what to do after high school. And so this chart here is just making the point that even though jobs are being outsourced to other countries, the demand for high precision skills are still going to be tied to the US. And so that does give you some job security, just having a physical presence here on these skilled trades that are hard to export out to another country. So there you go. There's a few reasons why we think you really should consider some of the 5 skill trades that we're going to talk about today. There are hundreds, but the 5 that we're going to present to you are culinary, health information technology, nursing, an electrician, and a CAD design drafter. So Rob's going to start us off with talking about the culinary trade.
Alrighty, so who doesn't like food, right?
Absolutely.
So culinary, you could be a chef, you could work in a restaurant or coffee shop or hospitality, tourism. There's always restaurants around. Maybe fast food service is your starting place, right, for a career in a culinary field, or maybe you go on there. And this is always going to be a career that is in demand, right? Everybody has to eat, no matter if the economy is good or bad. So I think you have some good job security if you do choose culinary, and there are a lot of cool options that go into more specifics. So we're going to start with a video here that explains more about the culinary profession and what's needed to get there.
All right.
Summer dishwashing job at the Bowery got me started in my culinary adventure. Well, just here I started as a line cook, prepped, dishwashed, and then from there I moved to the front of the house where I started bussing tables, and then I started to host and run food, and I got to wait tables, and I got to bartend. And after I'd learned all those aspects, I was offered a supervisory position.
I enjoy teamwork. I enjoy camaraderie, and I'm sort of an instant gratification type of person. It's fun knowing that in a few minutes or even hours, I know if what I've done is worth it. I never went to culinary school. I learned on the job, and I just learned from some great people. And everywhere I've worked, I've learned from individuals that were either more talented and skilled than I am, or even have less experience than I have.
I just kind of always had a passion for food and the way that it connects people. I went to Central and got a business degree first with the intent of opening a restaurant. And then I came to Traverse City and went to the Culinary Institute here. And that's when I really started to hone my craft. And then I just kind of traveled around the country and tried to soak in as much information as I could from other chefs and cooks.
I do kind of everything, and I can fall into a support role where I can help the chefs, I can help the bussers, I can help the wait staff and the bartenders.
Most of what I do is I talk and I teach and I look and I taste. So I'm always talking to my staff. I'm always giving them some ideas. I'm listening to them, and they're telling me what they need.
I like taking care of the guests. They I like seeing them leave happy and having a good meal.
You have to have an absolute passion for food and for people and for creating, but you also have to have an understanding that you're going to work 10 to 12-hour days, 5 to 6 days a week, and it's a tough life, but it's very rewarding.
If you get somewhere and you believe that the people that you're working for are the right mentors, you will be rewarded and you'll be able to kind of make your way in this industry.
So as you guys can see from the video and the examples they talked about, everybody's path is different in the culinary world. You might go earn a bachelor's degree and then go work in a restaurant, or you might start just after high school and go work in a restaurant. So have met, in the hospitality and tourism or restaurant fields with your skills and abilities, I think is kind of the key there, finding a good fit. And once you find that food culture that fits for you, maybe you work at a breakfast place, which they kind of mentioned your hours are going to be very dependent on the time of the day when the meal is served. So breakfast might require early mornings. If you do dinner, it might require late nights, right? Because you have to clean up. And so all these different things to consider, and people in the restaurant industry work really hard. I would encourage everybody to go be a waiter or waitress, a busser, a host, a cook, at least once in their life, right? Because you learn so many other skills that also could translate to other career fields, just like interacting with people and customer service. And so I think that there's a lot of cool opportunity in this field, and you can make good money as well. About $22 an hour is the median. And you could have a high school diploma, like I said, or maybe you are an associate's degree chef, or maybe you are a bachelor's degree manager of a restaurant, or you work as a server, or a busboy, or, I started as a busboy when I was 16. And so
Awesome.
There's different ways to do all of it. So this is a good field, like I said, because it's faster than average growth, about 10% faster than average from 2016 to 2026 projection. And there's a list here of different culinary programs in the state of Oregon. So there's Cascade Culinary Institute in Central Oregon. There's Lane Community College, Lynn Benton's, and the Oregon Coast Culinary Institute. There's some links and resources for you about more specifics related to culinary.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. And it's great. He has the inside track. He's worked in the industry, and he's still smiling about it. So good. Next spotlight career is health information technology. So this would be a medical records or health information technician. Related skills would be medical assistance that might fall under some of the same training. I noticed as I was looking at our community colleges that offer this program, they often clump several different health information fields together. So this is a great trade for somebody who's interested in the medical field, but you're really organized, you pay close attention to detail, and it's a really growing field as well. So yeah, be organized, be okay with sitting in front of a computer for long hours. So those are some of the drawbacks. If you're not really a desk job person, this probably won't work really well for you. But if you like working with people and you're concerned about patient privacy and, really helping people, this is a great profession. So let's take a quick look at, oh yeah, I don't need to do that. I had that video pulled up. And let's take a sneak peek at what this job is all about.
Electronic healthcare records are the lifeblood of the healthcare industry. As more and more data is transferred into digital files, these files have to be stored and shared effectively. That's why having specialized technicians trained in healthcare information technology is crucial. If you're interested in contributing to and ensuring the privacy of the most important technological puzzle pieces in healthcare, then this could be the perfect program for you. Have you ever wondered about your medical records after doctors enter them into the system? Many people don't think about it, but management of electronic health records is a hugely important part of any facility, hospital, or office. Professionals in this field maintain EHR data privacy and ensure that records are accurate and correctly filled out. If you're in this field, you'll be working mostly on computers, so having computer skills is a big plus. As a health information technology student, you'll learn to manage medical records, code for reimbursement, keep information private, and much more. Once you complete your career training, you'll be qualified to work in entry-level jobs like health information clerk. They work with patient medical records from coding to evaluation, clinical documentation specialists. They make sure that clinical trial documents are completed accurately by medical staff. Document imaging technician. They prepare and scan documents, including patient information, into a document imaging system. These roles and more can be found in insurance companies, doctors' offices, hospitals, and health technology companies. Does this program sound like the right fit for you? Then don't wait any longer. Join with the thousands of UMA students across the U.S. who are taking the next step toward a brighter future. Connect with UMA today.
And sorry for the plug for somebody's program there, but it was a great sneak peek video about what this industry is all about. And here are some facts and figures of how you specifically get there. So you can come out with a median salary of about $47,000 a year. And again, when we say median salary, we're talking, just kind of an average, not between a starting salary, right, and maybe somebody who's been in the industry for a while.
So you won't make this right out of the gates.
Exactly. So you've been in the field for a bit, and you make a good living. Job outlook for this is also really strong, 13% growth, which is stronger than the national average. And some programs in Oregon, I think on the next slide I have specific, I've listed them right down here, but that was a different slide. COCC here in Central Oregon, Chemeketa, Clackamas, Clatsop, Lane, Mount Hood, PCC, that's Portland Community College, Rogue Community College, Tillamook Bay, Treasure Valley, Umpqua Community College. So there's, and I may have even missed a few colleges. It's a really, it's a growing field, especially as our baby boomers are aging and they're getting into their upper 60s and 70s. We have a really big need for all the healthcare industry jobs, which I think takes us into the next one, which is related. Registered nurse, which has a really fantastic outlook, and I think is way more exciting than health information technology, which is also a good career. But if you would like a little more action to your day, Rob's going to tell you about RN.
Yes, the registered nurse. And let's watch the video first. It's Lane Community College's nursing program. Here's a little bit more information about it, and we'll talk more after.
The thing that amazes me about nursing is there's so many career paths. If I want to work in a hospital or clinic, there's a place for me. I can find a job in medical offices, care facilities, and insurance companies. Thanks to the nursing program at Lane Community College, my career possibilities are endless.
Ready to become a nurse? Your job chances are excellent. The healthcare field is growing. Many veteran nurses are retiring. That means good jobs and good pay. Here in Lane County and across the country, Lane's nursing graduates work in hospital settings, nursing homes, obesity clinics, pain management centers, and orthopedic practices. Specialties range from acute care to rehabilitation, pediatrics to wellness. You train in our state-of-the-art nursing lab, where it's sometimes tough to tell the training simulations from the real thing. The classes and labs, combined with clinical rotations, give you a great foundation for your career in nursing. This is a very competitive program. You need to have good grades in subjects that include biology, chemistry, and psychology. Nurses have strong critical thinking skills and work as members of a healthcare team. You need to be a good communicator, and you must genuinely care about people.
I bring a real passion to this career. As a nurse, I'll care for patients and serve my community. I make real connections while I'm helping people. That's why I'm here.
Change lives. Find a great career. Check out the nursing program at Lane Community College. Start your career here.
All right, that is a fantastic program. Thank you, Rob. Back over to you.
Yeah, so as they mentioned in the video, if you like science, helping people, want to work in the healthcare field, this is going to be a good fit for you. And it does require a lot of intensive studying. You'll have to take anatomy and physiology, so you might have to learn, all the bones in the human body and the muscles and the blood flow of the heart and all about the brain, like they were talking about psychology, and then more math and statistics, because you have to give medications. And so there's a lot of technical traits required for the field, and but there's also great rewards in terms of job opportunities, and just a variety of places to work. You can work in a hospital or a clinic or a long-term care facility, or you could be, I know people that have done like consultants nursing, so people will maybe they'll be contracted with a hospital, but you will call patients as they are let go from the hospital and have questions about their medications or their post-op care or things like that. So there's just so many different areas of nursing and so much opportunity. So there's great programs in Oregon. What we watched was the Lane Community College, which is in Eugene, their nursing video. And then there's also programs at Blue Mountain Community College, COCC, Clackamas Community College, Chemeketa Community College, Lane Community College, Lynn Benton, Mount Hood, Portland Community College, Rogue, Umpqua, and there's a full list there that we put together for you that has all the different programs, including four-year schools, which include OHSU and some others. So check out those links if you're interested in nursing. Be very specific, I guess, in your search too, if you really are considering this, in their prerequisites that are required, because a lot of times you will have to complete all those prerequisite courses before even being accepted into the nursing program. And so you want to check with an advisor if you've taken, your anatomy and physiology, I believe your math, probability and statistics, and you might have a speaking and writing course and some other psychology courses or biology that are required even before you start the program. So it's a lot of work, but doable and a lot of good potential for future jobs. And I'll turn it over to Jen now to talk about being an electrician.
All right. So yes, and that job outlook, as you see, I think this nursing is the best job outlook of the 5 we're doing today. So
it's got, yeah,
pay attention to that.
Lots of jobs.
Sorry, I did not mean to hit that explore button. It's going to go into present mode and to make it bigger, but it's okay. So electrician. This is an apprenticeship trade. This is a little bit different in terms of what we're presenting today, in that you typically do most of your training as an apprentice through a journeyman trade school versus strictly through a community college. And there are a lot of skilled trades like this, for example, being a plumber or a millwright or anything in a construction related field, a lineman, really skilled, high-paying jobs. Though I'm going to jump right into the video and then we'll look at some of the job outlooks in the state of Oregon. All right, and I think this is the right one.
My Monday starts just like anybody else, except I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
The job starts at 6:30, about an hour drive. So I was up at 4:30.
It's not glorious by any means. But I love doing it. It's something different every day.
Yeah, overall, it's cool work. You gotta learn. Everything's learning on the job. So that's why you go to school twice a week at night for 6 hours and you work 40 hours a week.
A career as an electrical worker with the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, or IBEW, offers extraordinary benefits, including a strong wage package, medical insurance, and a sound retirement program, among many other benefits. This exciting career starts with apprenticeship through a joint apprenticeship and training committee, or JATC Training Center, operated by an IBEW local union and local chapter of NECA.
We give you all the tools that you need to succeed on a job site out here, because you only really have 5 years in the apprenticeship. So you got to get the most out of it while you're being trained.
An IBEW NECA apprenticeship offers apprentices the invaluable opportunity to work on the job, side by side with a journeyman electrical worker, and education in world-class electrical training facilities, unparalleled anywhere in the industry. A career as an IBEW NECA electrical worker opens the door to the possibility of exceptional career advancement, from apprentice to journeyman, estimator, and management roles, to even becoming the owner of your own electrical contracting business.
After I complete my 5 years in the apprenticeship program, I hope to pursue a license as a master electrician.
I just hope somebody gives me the opportunity to run a job like this, or get to the point where I've built my career enough to where, hey, that big job over there, yeah, that's Jordan Basin's job. That's what he's doing.
But while the prospect of becoming an IBEW NECA electrical apprentice may seem like the right path, working in construction is not for everyone. The real-life rigors of the electrical construction trade and the commitment to an additional 5 years of classroom instruction in the local area JATC trade school, as well as 8,000 hours of on-the-job training, should be understood and accepted prior to applying for your apprenticeship. This will help ensure you are making the right choice.
If you ain't learning on the job, you're just trying to show up to get paid. You ain't gonna really learn too much. In class, they'll do hands-on activities to kind of give you a feel for it. But then on the job, the journeyman will slow down and talk to you and kind of, if you ever have a question, you usually just ask them, and they should be able to stop whatever they're doing and talk to you.
Further, apprentice candidates are expected to possess a mechanical aptitude and a fundamental understanding of algebra and geometry while being on time and keeping a good attitude, utilizing what has been learned in the classroom, online, and in hands-on training applications, in conjunction with your willingness to listen to and carry out direction as instructed, is imperative. This is not only to ensure the job is done properly, but also for the safety of everyone working on the job site. Your attendance is also required on all work and school days, as well as being prompt, as the combination of quality work, safety, and on-time delivery of every construction project is part of what makes the IBEW the very best in the industry.
All right, fantastic. Let's head right back over here. Wish I could get it in present mode, but so that is an awesome way to jump straight into the workforce. You do start earning a living right away. It's at a lower wage because you're getting on-the-job training, but you do get paid an apprentice wage. And move into a journeyman's wage, which can make a median salary of close to $70,000 a year. So it's a really lucrative job. There are risks that go with it. A lot of potential on-the-job injuries just to be aware of. Electrical shocks and burns and cuts and falls. But you get a lot of training to be safe on the job too. I didn't say that to scare you away, but we like just being open and honest about what it's going to require, and the willingness to work indoors, outdoors, and a lot of different types of conditions, possible evenings, weekends. But an electrician has a fantastic job outlook. It's a fast growing industry as well, 9% growth. And we do partner with a lot of community colleges in Oregon. So if you go to your local community college's website and look at their programs, they will have a section called apprenticeship. So click on that. I was looking at COCC's site earlier today at their apprenticeship partnerships, and they do have an electrician one. But like the video talked about, most of these programs are run through the JATC, the Journeyman Apprentice Trade Commission, that actually runs the program and partners with the community college. So you would just want to find the JATC in your region, and there are 7 regions in the state of Oregon. You would find your group on the Oregon Bureau of Labor site that will push this PowerPoint out so you can follow these links. But it's great to get on-the-job training, get wages right away. A lot of heavy hands-on work. So if you're somebody who really likes to get in there and work with your hands, this is a really great job for you. One more career, and that is a CAD designer or drafter. And CAD drafters use computer-aided design software to create designs used in the manufacturing industry. So any products or buildings, they have to be drawn up to scale, and we don't just draw them by hand anymore. We use computers in that process in a lot of fields, whether it's civil engineering or mechanical or electrical drafting. And so this is a really specialized, highly focused field. It's very technical. Some programs, like at COCC, they have a 1-year CAD design program and a 2-year program. So a lot of the community colleges that we'll highlight have some options for you depending on, you know, where you want to go with this. So let's take a quick look at this video so you can see what the life of a CAD designer is like.
Drafters draw pictures all day. They're guided not by a creative impulse, but by exacting specifications from engineers, architects, designers, and scientists. Communication and problem-solving skills are important. Drafters create visual images and detailed working plans for projects in many industries. Their technical drawings describe the size, shape, mechanics, or function of objects. They include precise specifications and views of the object from every angle, whether a piece of industrial machinery or the structure that would house it. Good spatial aptitude and ability is a must. Drafters also determine the strength and quality of materials to be used in the project and calculate their quantity and cost. Though drafters are trained to draw by hand using such devices as compasses, T-squares, and the like, most now use computer-aided drafting and design systems, or CAD. CAD speeds up the process, but drafters still have to understand traditional drafting terms and symbols, as well as the language, standards, and systems for the industry they work in. Drafters are found in architectural and engineering firms, surveying and mapping companies, government offices, and manufacturing businesses. Because of the long hours at a computer, drafters are susceptible to eye strain and backaches. Entry-level or junior drafter positions require at least an associate's degree in drafting or industrial technology with strong math and science skills. Some drafters intern while still in school to get an idea of where they might like to specialize while drawing on valuable on-the-job experience.
All right, great and words there. So there you go. I think that is the last of our 5 specialty trade school tech careers. And I meant to say something about electricians. If you're colorblind, not a good trade for you. So I'd throw that out there. You have to know the color of the wires. I came across that as I was researching today and just thought, yeah, you are a little limited if you happen to have that issue. So think about that. They find a solution for that one, I think. The CAD design career facts, I'll do this really quick before Rob is going to wrap us up. The video said that you're going to need an associate's degree, but there are opening up a lot more positions that you can get with just a 1-year certificate. A good salary outlook as well, median salary of $58,000 a year. And working conditions, you know, yes, a lot of computer time, but also some visits to job sites to collaborate, you know, with your colleagues in the field. Programs in Oregon include Central Oregon Community College, Clackamas, Clatsop, Chemeketa, Portland Community College, Lynn Benton, and Lane. And I'll skip through this right here. This just talks about COCC's special 1-year program. And career pathways. I will say that the 5 schools listed here have really defined career roadmaps to facilitate entry into a CAD career path. So if you live near either COCC, Chemeketa, Lane, Rogue, or Umpqua, those are probably the best programs in Oregon for CAD. Okay. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about, you know, just 5 of the career choices that have a quicker entry into the job market. And Rob's going to talk to us a little bit more about how maybe you can do some of your own searches, just like we did, to come up with this presentation today.
Yeah, maybe none of the careers we talked about today were the most appealing to you, and you're like, there's got to be more. Well, there are different ways and helpful ways to research different careers. So a couple resources we're going to send out. This is a Journey Wage Report document. This is just a screenshot here that highlights different jobs, trades, and their some companies, and like fascinating information like who knew plumbers make $45 an hour, right? Like, and you could do that, you know, after a 1-2 year apprenticeship or finding a certificate program. I mean, so there's lots of cool opportunities that
Plumbers
to
are the
explore.
bomb. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Like, who needs plumber jokes? I mean, that's no joke right there. That's a lot of money.
That's true. And at the same time, there is an occupational outlook handbook, which I want to go to here. Let's see if I can find this page. And this is going to highlight all the different jobs and careers in the United States. So it's kind of big picture for the US. And there's some other resources that are more localized, but this is a way you could search the handbook. And let's say I need a new job. You want to be an accountant. Let's say you search and go, and you can search. Hopefully it shows up here. It does, accountant or auditor. So you click here on the job, and this is going to tell you all these cool stats about
the summary right there. How nice is that?
I do love the occupational outlook handbook, but I can't say it 5 times fast. That's a tongue twister.
It totally is.
So it gives you the salary information, the entry-level education. So you're going to need at least a 4-year degree to be an accountant. If you need work experience in a related occupation, this one says none. On-the-job training, none, probably because you're prepared in college mostly, or a certificate program. This is the total number of jobs in the United States. So currently there's about 1.4 million accountants in the US. So if you think of our population's over 300 million, right? So it's probably like less than 0.5% of all working. Well, I don't know about all working people, but all.
Is that like number of available jobs, or is that the number of people in that job?
I think this is the number of people in the job currently. I'm 99% sure. So this is going to tell you your growth. So it's saying that it's 10% growing, and then I believe this is your number that tells you how many jobs are going to be added in the next 10 years. So currently there's 1.4 million people working as accountants, and they're going to add even 140,000 more. And again, this is across the whole nation, but just a little snapshot there. So if you look up a job, and if this number is negative, or if the job outlook is negative, like a lot of jobs change over time. There's some jobs that were, in existence 20 years ago that, or even 10 years ago, probably, that don't exist today, right? So it's wise to maybe consider career fields that are showing growth, or project that there's going to be a growth in the future, because you don't want to study something and then have their jobs available.
Exactly. Sometimes technology outdates some jobs that get automated, and you sure don't want to go into that field, or invest time and money into something like that.
It's true. So you can be informed as a career seeker. So lots of different tabs that show you more about what accountants do, or whatever job you search, the work environment, how to become one, pay, outlook. You can look up more specifics about your current state. You can look up Oregon, for example, similar occupations that might not be accountants per se, but might be related to that. And so you can do this for any industry. So that's a great resource. So jumping back here, there's another great resource called the Oregon Career Information System. So this one is a little bit more localized. And I want to show you how to get there from our Baker Charter School website. So if you go to just the main page, I'm going to jump back here, or maybe we're already there.
Perfect.
And there's under resources, which I think we're not on the main page here, but there's a tab that says resources. That's okay. And you'll go down to a place called College and Career. So that's how we got to this page from our main Baker Charter School page. So what you want to do is you can pick career planning, since we're talking about careers right now. All right. And then a couple great resources down here. I'm going to go over the career guide in a second, but Oregon CIS. So you click on this URL, and we're going to go right to the pop-up here. Oregon CIS. Okay, so anybody can use this from our school to sign in. Username is Baker Web Academy, all caps for the B, the W, and the A. That's important, I believe. And our password is actually BWA. It doesn't show it, but I'm telling you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I listed it on the slide. So BWA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the password. Baker Web Academy is the username. So Oregon CIS has some great resources for exploring careers and occupations. If you just want to explore, taking one of these interest profiler, or there's a skills career assessment. I've done both of these and they're really helpful. Let's go to the interest profiler first. So if you go down here and you want to go, it will give you all these different questions. And basically it's just trying to get an idea of what you're interested in. So it's going to give you categories like build kitchen cabinets. And if you like that idea, you pick like. If you don't, you'd pick dislike or unsure. Do you want to guard money in an armored car? I'm going to push unsure. Anyway, so it goes on and on. I'm not going to do it all because it's 178 total. Okay, so that's a lot of different things. And I don't know, study space travel. I think I want to do that. So I'll put that. Anyway, so it goes on and on. It'll give you a kind of a snapshot of your results and kind of link you up with some occupations that fit according to your likes and your interests. So super helpful, especially if you're just exploring and you're like, I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do or be when I grow up. Taking some of these kind of career exploration assessments can be really helpful. Another cool one is skills. So if you go down back to exploration and skills, and then I just actually took this one the other day, select skills, the red box. This is the one I highlighted on the PowerPoint. So basically you're going to go through here and there's a whole bunch of different types of skills: personal skills, social, movement, perceptual skills, situational, processing, technical, math and science, communication, problem solving, management. So you can choose different things. You have to look through these different categories and you say teamwork. Okay, how do I feel about teamwork? Am I super satisfied working in a team? Am I not satisfied, or like moderately satisfied, or somewhat? And you can add it. So we'll say, okay, I feel pretty good about working in a team. So I can add it here. There's more boxes or vocab words over on the left-hand side than there are places to put them. So if you don't feel good about something, like maybe persuading, you're like, I really don't like persuading, just leave it there and focus on the ones that stand out to you first. So you can go down the line and, I don't know, maybe you're a really competitive person. So you're like, okay, that's super satisfying. Oops, it dragged 2 over. But all that to say, you will basically line up all these different boxes until it's all full. Okay, so pick something in each category, and then you push down here, click my results. Okay, when you do that, it's going to come up with 30 different occupations that relate to your interests. So another way to explore some different types of jobs and careers that might be interesting to you. All right. Last but not least, I just want to highlight the career guide that we have on our website, going back to our college and career page. If you go down here, it's the BCS career guide. So click on read more, and it's going to take you to this link, okay? And so we created this with the intention that in your different regions around the state, you can find opportunities. Maybe they're internships or links to programs that are connected to community colleges that are related to careers that are helpful. If you guys ever do something or participate in a program that's helpful career-wise, we'd love to know about it and add it to our career guide. So we've got different regions. We've got Portland, Central Oregon, Eastern Oregon, Southern Oregon. Did I miss any?
The coast.
The coast. We have Willamette Valley, I believe. So the coast is up and coming.
Okay. We'll be working on that one.
Yeah. And so each region, like for example, this is Portland, you can look under healthcare. Okay, so these are some different, like here's a high school internship opportunity at Legacy Emmanuel Hospital in Portland. Okay, so you could link to that site, go down your computers and technology, STEM career interest ideas in Portland. There's lots of business, it looks like. Hospitality and tourism, STEM careers, education, and then that's going to go into each region. So each region is going to highlight those different categories and some different opportunities that we've come up with.
So Rob, is this mostly like job shadow opportunities, internship opportunities, volunteer opportunities? Is that in specific areas by region? Would you say that's mostly what our students could find here?
Yeah,
it's kind of what it looks like to me.
A lot of them, like for example, this is a job shadow opportunity. So they're probably going to be like connect with an internship coordinator or come visit us for a day and maybe talk to some of our staff and see what it's like working here. One cool thing about volunteering is if you volunteer, that's a great way to get into a system. So if you volunteer your time, you never know. Your volunteer opportunity might turn into a job, and they might say, hey, we really like what you're doing here as a volunteer. And by volunteering at an organization, you're showing them that you're not even there because you're trying to get paid. You just like care about the field that they're working in. So I think that's a great way, and something you can try to do, in high school or after high school, even just to get plugged into a career field that you're interested in.
And I'll just say too, real quick, is Rob and I are meeting with a lot of students who are working on resumes or even job applications. Having those volunteer opportunities or internships on your resume is huge.
It's going to make you stand out as an applicant for sure. Yeah. So good deal.
That's a great site. You guys check it out. That is the career guide on the Baker College and Career section of our website, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
And there's also a blog there, which we will post this presentation there afterwards. And just lastly, there's a couple more. We talked about the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Oregon CIS link there. There's an Oregon Employment Department specifically related to employment for Oregon jobs. And then another cool site called careeronestop.org. So some different resources there for you as you guys are either defining more of your career cluster and what kind of field you want to work in, or maybe you have something picked out, or maybe you have no idea what you want to do and you just want to start exploring. These are some great resources we hope you take advantage of. So
awesome. One final thing I will say that just came to me as we are advising you, if you have questions, check in with Rob or I. And if you're maybe torn between a couple of different programs, trying to get into either a trade school or maybe a certificate or degree program, keep in mind that federal funding is tied to universities and colleges, versus some of our trade schools will not have federal funding for them. So something to consider if you're looking at two similar things, and one you can do through a community college and you can fill out the FAFSA and get financial aid for that, versus, maybe, going to a Paul Mitchell hair design program. You can't, that's a great skill trade, but you can't get federal financial aid for that. So something to think about, and talk to us if you have questions about the financing part of it. Some of the programs we talked about today would be covered under financial aid and some wouldn't.
It's a great point, Jen.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
We're good.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and let us know how we can help you launch into your post-high school plans, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care, everyone. All right. I'm going to stop my share.